What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bobbya Podcast. That's not what it's called. It is Bobbya Podcast. It's my podcast. I'm your host, Bobbya. Joined by my main man, Matt Moresco. What's going on, bro? I like when people shake their hands and they always try to.
It's gotta be a first shake.
try to prove they're stronger than you. Got Matt Wong, aka I'm scared to show my face on camera. And thanks for coming on back, everybody. You listen to this podcast on iTunes. If you have any questions, tips, anything you want to talk to us about, send us an email. I'm losing it here. I'm hungry and I'm losing it. Bobbya.podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. Bobbya1984. Matt Moresco. Under construction. And Matt Wongster.
Yep.
Hit us up on Twitter. And thanks for coming on back. And you can always have your podcast to you on the 1st and 15th of each month. Today, we weren't even going to talk about this, but we started talking off camera about tipping and unnecessary jobs. So today's topic is going to be tipping part 2, things that annoy me the most. I think that's what it's going to be something like that. We're going to probably change the title, but for right now, it's the second part about tipping. It's funny because in that first, even way back when I did my Call of Duty commentary when I first talked about tipping, I have gotten so much heat about this, and it's been just like regular heat, racial heat about like stereos. There's been stereotypes thrown on me because I don't a whole lot of shit. Then we did the podcast where we talked about it, and I really enjoyed it because you worked in that industry, so it was good to get that vibe from you and see where you were coming from for it. And I still got more heat from friends and family and people just telling me to stay home. But just now, we were talking about, I'm looking for somewhere to take my old lady for she don't know this, and more likely she's not going to watch the podcast, so I don't care. But for her birthday, I'm trying to surprise her with something. I don't even know if this podcast is going to be out by that time, but we got to start fast-forwarding these podcasts to get them out on a timely manner, too.
That's on you, Bob.
All right. But you got to edit them, and then we got to do it. But we were just talking about like different expensive resorts because we in the Bay Area. So we got Napa, Sonoma, then further down, I guess, is that inland down where Monterey and all? Where is that?
It's not inland, just south.
South of us. Then we got Monterey, Carmel by the sea, all these expensive places that I was telling you guys about. And this conversation just came up. I was talking to you guys, telling Matt Wong about how expensive this shit is and how if I'm gonna spend 2 nights in one of these places for $1,500 to $1,600, I better not be asked to be for a tip for nothing, because in the fees area, for one room about $600-$700 a night. Then there's a resort fee for most of these places, so that's $25 a day. Then there's like the tax that I gotta pay, and then there's another fee. So I'm at that part where I'm like, if for one, I'm not gonna let anybody bring my bags in, but if anybody wants to bring my bags in, if they want to valet park my car, I am not paying any extra nothing.
And the maid, right? Like some people like.
I'm not paying nothing else if I've just dropped $1,700. Yeah. So this is what we started with this. The Matt won't let you steer this a little bit because he got heated when we brought up the valet parking thing. Because I'm on the same page, and not even to the extent that he is, but I'm just to the part I ain't doing it. I don't want to pay.
I tip at restaurants. But when it comes to valet parking, I think the whole thing, not just tipping.
Unnecessary.
The whole thing. For them to like give you no option to park a car anywhere else for free and just walk in, And then what did you said?
No, it does. It fits. If I'm going to a fancy restaurant, like it doesn't bother me. But I'm with you. Like if I'm going to drop $1,800 for whatever for like a weekend getaway. Yeah, I don't want to have to.
I ain't paying.
That's weak that they're trying to include everything in there. Yeah.
Nothing. Like I say, for some of the fees, like I had to go to on some of these places on their website. You could click on price breakdown, and I'm like, okay, so $600 for the room, got it. Then it's like resort fee, $25 a pop a night, got it. Sales tax, got it. Then I'm like, what's this other fee? Like gratuity? Like I'm like, if the gratuity fee is included.
And how do you know that money's going to them? You know what I'm saying?
And then so I'm like, okay, if you included that part, I should not pay anything else to no one else.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be liable to slap the next cat that look at me funny about that. Like I'm for real. If you bring room service to me, thank you. Close the door. I don't want. I just feel because this see, and this is where it's at. I get the restaurant part. You go in, services, whatever. You 20%. You guys explain it to me time and time again. I say, forget about it. But this here, damn a $200-$300 meal. Damn that. We talking $1,800-$1,900 that's coming out of my pocket. No one better not even punk their lips up at me if I don't pay the valet. Like, cause again, valet parking at one of these places is $25 a night. So I brought this up to you. I say, if you leave your air resort a couple of times, say you want to go wine tasting off site, you got to get your car. You drop them how much to the valet?
Give them 5.
Give them 5. Come back, they take the car again. You already paid that 25 for that day. You leave again for something else. You say you're dropping another 5. You say you're dropping up to 3 5s. If you left 3 times.
If I'm leaving like early in the morning and I come back and then I go, like, let's say I go out again late at night, that's where I would tip them like twice. If I'm coming back every like 3 or 4 hours, I'm not going to keep giving them 5.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't agree with that because you just drove your car. And they're not liable for scratching it, right?
They're not held responsible for none of that stuff.
Right. And they're just, like you said, they're parking right in front of you, man.
Well, half the time they drive.
But you're not allowed to park it though, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me. Is that they're not even allow you. There's a huge parking spot, man. Like there's.
Man, sometimes it be sometimes instead like for the most part, some of them are just right up front where they just kind of park the car. Sometimes they take the car somewhere I can't even see my car, and it's like, yo,
yeah.
How do I know you didn't just ransack like stuff that's?
It's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? When the guys take the car and they joyride it. You know, how do you know they're not doing that with your car? You know?
That for me.
You go to Carmel, those guys are not going to ransack.
Bro, I was reading in some of the comment sections for the Ritz-Carlton in Half Moon Bay. Because I like to read the negative comments because you can decipher whether that person's just nitpicking or if they just genuinely had a bad experience. And someone said that him and his wife went out with another couple to eat dinner at the Ritz-Carlton. It looked nice in the pictures too, right on the water. And they said they dropped $700, for dinner or whatever. They say they did the valet parking. They had to drop however much. They said they got the car back, and I think they said the radio thing was stolen, something. And I'm going, how do you steal stuff like this? And they said they wasn't held responsible, but I still had to pay you to valet park my car.
And that's why you have that.
This is the Ritz-Carlton note. No fucking way that's happening.
And that's why on the cars, newer cars, right? You have that lock. Where all they can do is drive it. You lock.
Mine is the key. Mine is the key now. Mine for my Hyundai, so now 2012.
It's a not top.
So for mine, you got your regular key, and then you got the key that just gives. Because that's the thing. Dude, don't go through my stuff.
Yeah. You can lock everything. You know what I'm saying? You can lock the glove compartment, the trunk.
They don't have access to nothing. But again, I just feel like if they went in and dropped $700 for dinner at the Ritz-Carlton and was hanging out, dude, the valet parking should have been free.
Right. It shouldn't be valet parking.
Excuse me. I should just be able to park my car wherever in that parking lot.
That's the biggest scam, though, is parking, right? Like paying for parking.
It's unnecessary.
Right, especially in, the big suburban areas, right? Like, you go to, a mall, and, there's a restaurant there, and they're requiring you to do valet parking. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I can just park.
So I'll park down the block. Right. I'd rather go circle looking for something before I pay somebody park my car.
What are you really paying for, right? What am I paying
What
for?
service is that? How is that helping me? Damn dropping me off at the front door to the type stuff. That ain't cutting it.
I think the way to segue it into the customer service is why don't you just do, how when you go to say Sports Authority or whatever and they ask you, did someone help you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It almost should be like that at the end of other service jobs. It's did someone help you? We're gonna give them, money. Maybe we talked about, you have the price, have the tip included, but you don't know who goes to, and you just say who you like.
I mean, we said that in other countries. That's how it is for the most part. Where instead of it being $15 for whatever, it's like 25, and all that's included, and I ain't gotta feel like I don't feel like tipping.
Right.
But then at the end of your meal, when you're like, well, fuck, Moresco didn't really do a good job. He's talking to his friends the whole time. And I go complain to manager, yo.
But the price is already, you know what I'm saying? The price is already built in.
Right.
And if you say he didn't do a good job, but the guy who gave me my bread or whatever, he was a good guy. He was on top of it.
I wouldn't tip him either, but I would just say,
But
hey,
no,
I ain't paying this. Take 10 off this price. Ain't nobody getting a tip. I'm only paying 15 at the inside of 25.
What if it's like you go to like Sports Authority, you buy the shoes, right? And the price in the shoes, like some of that commission goes to someone who helped. You remember, like you know how they like scan certain people.
Yeah, they do. I do that at all the shoe stores now.
Right.
I do see
so
that.
Would you like that instead, where the price is already inherent? You're not tipping. You don't know that you are. You just
I think I'm fine with that. I already tell y'all, my problem is I gotta dig deeper in my pockets for extra.
Right.
If it's already built into it, I guess I can. I mean, it's built into price, so I'm not gonna fight it unless I'm like, this cat didn't do a good job with the service. Can you take some of this off?
But with that, do you think that process would then devolve into what we were talking about? How people bother you at Best Buy, or they'd be like, they're trying to get commission off.
Yeah, and you see that is it brings out a different problem. Like I told you, I love those people at Best Buy and in the Circuit City because I start messing up. Because in our industry, we know more about 1080p and 720 and the contrast ratios and everything. So yeah, they come up to me. And I start hitting them with stuff, and I tell them, no, don't look at what the little description card says. You tell me what's the difference between this and this. And I mean, because I already know. And most of the time when you go in there, you're not in a hurry. So it's like, I'm gonna just mess with you for a little while, and then once I kill you off, then I'm gonna continue what I was doing. But yeah, that it will become a problem because for the most part, you don't want to be bothered with that type of stuff,
Or like the gas station we're talking about, right? Where the guys they're bored out of their minds, so they're trying to get extra money. And they're standing there.
See, there ain't no way I'm doing that.
And they're hovering over your car as you drive in, and you're like, God, damn it! Like
I refuse to go to the gas station.
you just drive out.
I'm serious. I mean, I'm fucking 30 years old. I'm not 95. Can't fucking pump gas in my car.
See, that's when I refuse to tip, right? Even if they like force their hand, right, and they just start doing it.
Hey, they do it. I'm gonna let them do it. I'm gone. After I pay my rent, I'm like, yeah.
What if the guy looks like he's on his last two legs? Because that's usually what some of these guys look like. Although I don't think I've ever tipped at a gas station like that. Yeah. I've always been.
I don't even think I've ever seen one like that. Where
by my house,
they're older, but at the same time, I've been.
Yeah, we don't have those in the hood. We don't.
Right,
we don't have those. We don't have those.
But in some places, like especially if it's like a auto shop as well, some of those guys are just bored, right? They have nothing to do, so they're standing there at the pump waiting for people to come in. Because you remember back in the day, you guys are old enough to remember those right? And then there was like service, and you had a choice, like one side, and now it's all self. But then sometimes they need the extra dough, right? So they start doing that, and it's just like, oh man, it just.
Well, see, and if I tell you no and you continue to do it, then that's on you. Right. Fine, okay. I said I can handle it, but if you're gonna do it for me, I'm gonna go pay my however much, and I'm gone.
Right.
But it's just unnecessary tipping to me. It's like the valet one is the worst. That. And I know there's people out there they don't want to park their car. Okay, cool. But having that option for me, where it's like, you know what, I want to park my car because some people are those people that they just don't want no one else touching their car. Like I'm right now. I'm in that area. I got these two cars. The Hyundai Sonata is pretty much. I give it to my lady. She drives that around. And for the most part, before I let her drive, no one could touch that car. It's a new car.
I remember that.
No one's touching that car. And if anybody did anything to it, I was in that mind frame. If I got in a car accident, it had to be my fault, so I could be okay with it. But I couldn't imagine giving my car to valet, and you're saying you're not responsible for anything, but you accidentally did something to the car, so I already paid you. Then it's like, oh well, yeah, kind of did this, and you hold your hand out for a tip, or you secretly stole something that was in my car.
You just don't know.
It's like, no.
I think that's your main problem with the resort stuff. Like, what are you paying for? You're paying for a service that probably is, one, unnecessary.
Right.
Like, they're like, oh, we have concierge and da-da-da-da, and free, or including...
Free peppermints under your pillow. I don't want a peppermint.
They're forcing your hand. Right?
I didn't ask for this shit. How you know I'm not allergic to this stuff?
Right. They're forcing... That's the problem with valet, is they're forcing your hand. They're making it mandatory that you have to do it this way. You know what I'm
choices,
saying?
man.
Right. That's the thing. Like, what if you had to pay, well, that's your problem with tipping, right? Mm-hmm. You're saying that it's mandatory that I tip, even though it's kind of
like one of them unspoken rules in baseball.
Courtesy, right,
man, you kiss my ass, just give me my meal, get out of here. But yeah, the valet one is the worst. The self, like the gas station one, those I can't believe they still do that stuff, man. That left in the 40s.
Every time I see that gas station, man, I've only stopped there when I literally did not think my car was gonna make it around the corner, and that's happened a couple times.
What about like if you go to like a buffet? Do you tip the people who clean your table?
What? No.
Do you, or you go to the coffee shop?
I thought the
I don't
buffet.
do that.
I thought the buffet was
I
self.
mean, the guys that come with the little brooms and shit.
Well, or just take your dishes away.
Oh, like the busser.
Yeah.
No.
Because there's some debate about that. I've done that. I've started walking away at like a buffet or whatever, or a coffee, and then my friends are like, "You're not gonna tip like they took away our dishes." I'm like, "No."
Wait, we gotta do that. Because at the buffet, I thought the buffet style thing was me going, get my food.
Right. But
I think I swear I've even done things where I picked up my plate and put, you know how they had the garbage and you put the garbage in and you put on the
yeah,
thing.
but some don't have that.
Okay.
Some have like a mini service.
So I leave my plate there and then leave money for them.
They pick it
behind that.
Like you've been to Vegas?
Yeah.
That's especially in Vegas. They have that where they're like constantly checking on you, giving you drinks.
Oh really?
Clearing your table. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like they're actually like.
I was too young. I've been to Vegas a few times when I was younger, but I never paid attention to that.
And the debate is like, well, sure, this buffet is overpriced like $30 or $40, right? But they're not getting tipped on that. That's on the food. So my friends would always go like, well, you should get not like a full 20% tip, but just something.
No, like
$5.
Yeah. I think I've actually tipped above like for a buffet, but like I look around and he's fucking working up a sweat.
Right, that's the thing. I think you feel for them.
Yeah, because they're not making shit.
Right, and like
then $5.
Right, they're getting overworked and everything, and
But I've never felt obligated to tip at a buffet though. I don't know.
It just don't seem right. It just don't seem right, and I wouldn't do it.
But I think the thing where like the overarching theme is you don't want to be forced into.
I just don't. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to stay home because I don't want to tip, you know?
Right. But
Moresco, you wanted to go bust the tables at the Vegas buffet. That's your fault, not mine.
What if someone couldn't get another job, though?
But
that's still your fault.
Are they going to stay home? You going to tell them to stay home and just fucking die?
Maybe it's one of the comments or it was on Reddit or something. There's also the very harsh, if you don't have enough money to tip, you shouldn't go out. Right?
And that's what people tell me.
You don't have enough money to go out if you don't have enough money to tip.
See, but how do I know what's enough? I go in there. I didn't expect to go pay $195 on the meal, and then got to pay the valet guy $5 or $10 or however much he wants.
Yeah,
it's like, man, I didn't expect that was going to happen. Like, things just got out of control, and now I need to save some of this money. Got to go cross the bridge, another $5.
How does that work with cruises? You've been on cruises, right?
Man, dude. No, it's not. Man, they got me for some, and I read the fine print.
Right.
So we went on a Carnival cruise for our honeymoon. It told me up front all these different things I had to pay for, like the oil barrel shit for gas and all this type of stuff they were saying. So it's like, whatever. The moment you get on the cruise ship, you went to do some shit at the front desk, some check-in type thing. They said that here's an additional $150 gratuity thing. And I said, I'm not paying for that. And it's like, it's included. I say, how? I say, I read all the stuff. They get you when you get on the fucking cruise. $150. And I was like, I say, I am not doing that.
I've never had that experience.
They said, I say, you got to be shit. I'm not paying. I say, this is my honeymoon, and you are holding me hostage. I said, I'm not paying for this.
So what happened?
I think I ended up paying for it somehow. Somehow I got swindled into it.
Did your wife go like just pay it, just
I think we sat there and argued for a while, and eventually we weren't getting anywhere. It was like a stalemate. Because I was just like, I paid everything already. What the fuck is this $150 gratuity thing?
In your experience, then, how does it work? Did you just pay as you go, like every waiter that serves you as you go to the restaurant or the whatever?
No, I mean it's already all paid for.
It is. So it's included. The gratuity is included.
Man, they swindled me then, dude. Because we got on there and they was talking about extra.
Unless you accidentally upgraded like a package maybe that you didn't know about. But every time, the 3 cruises I've been on, everything the gratuity's been included. Carnival, all three years.
They fucked me over with that. I'm feeling pretty pissed right now, dude.
That's weird. It is weird.
It was some really weird. It was some really weird stuff. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, it's an extra $150 for the gratuity. I say, I'm not paying for that. I say, you kiss my ass. I said, I'm on my honeymoon. I ain't paying for that.
You're stuck on the boat, though. That's the thing. Right? You're stuck on the boat.
Yeah, it's like, I ain't paying for nothing.
Gratuity, people gonna, you're stuck. Like,
or else you're not getting on probably.
That's fine. That's fine with me. I go make. Hey, you made the burger. I grab it. I ain't gotta bring it to me. I mean, but yeah, it just seems like it's too many hidden rules and fees, and I think for me that's why I get so frustrated with a lot of this stuff. It's like just say this shit up front, so I can be mad and still pay for it.
My biggest pet peeve was, and you probably understand, is the when you book something on like online and you see the price, the original price. Say it's like $150 for a hotel, and then you go to the final total, and you're like, where did all these fees come from?
That's what I'm going through right now.
Like the plane tickets, right? The plane tickets are notorious for that. You're like, oh, it's only like $40 to go to LA, and you're like, wait a minute, now it's like $70.
Yeah.
Like, where did that?
That happened on when I got my basketball tickets last year. I forgot. Was it StubHub or something like that? Man, it told me how much it was gonna be. I was reading the fine print. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna pay like $550, whatever. Then you get past all the total, and it's like, well, I gotta pay an extra $50 to you for facilitating. It's like, what?
Processing, like what?
Yeah, it's like, come on, like even like you say, the same thing with the rooms. It's like, cool, 105 for a night, okay, and then you include in your head, okay, so tax is gonna be a little extra. That's cool. But then it's like all these different factors from orbits and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
And the thing that gets me is concert tickets. That's the only way you can get them now. Because you remember back in the day, I don't know if you guys went to concerts back in the day, where you go to like stand in line at Tower. Or
well, yeah, that's right. You could, like Sam Goody and whoever would have.
You can get tickets directly without the processing fee. And then now, even if you try to go to like any store, like say you go to the Giant store, they still charge you. They're looking at the same site that we all look at, and they charge the same processing fee. Even if you went to the freaking like ballpark, you're like, what the?
Everybody trying to get a piece. It's just, I mean, and that's what it's the hidden fees. I mean, shit. Sometimes I look at my cell phone bill, and it's the CRW fee and the SWV and the LOL, and it's like, what is? And I've called, and I go, what are these for? And they explain some old stupid shit to you that confuses you even more, and you go, now I'm even more lost than I was before I called. What is this fee for again?
And they do that with cars. I don't know if you experienced that with cars. When you do something at like, your service center, and you're like, what is this fee? I thought you said that this process is only...
when I want to go get my car worked on, all I want to see is how much the part cost, how much time did y'all put in. Even the labor is up in the air for how much. Like you can't.
They overcharge.
Even that's up in the air. And like I've gotten so tired of that stuff. Like I even just go, okay, that's gonna be what it's gonna be. But after the labor and the part, I don't want to see it. I guess in the stuff, I don't see anything else. I don't want to see no recycling fee. You better take that shit out of what I just paid you. I don't want to see. Don't charge me for the recycling fee after you already hit me for all this other stuff. It's like, come on.
Shouldn't that be included with the service?
Bro, recycling fee, then the California State Department fee, and then the downtown It's like, come on, bro. Now you charging me for Richmond's fees too?
And the thing about labor is like it's different. You go, oh yeah, maybe labor is this much per hour. Depends on where you go, right?
Depends on where you go. Yeah. It'd be the shittiest places and they charging. You're like, come on, bro, for real? Cause I just got in the car and it smelled like oil in here. Yeah, bro. Can you take some of this off, please?
The car, like with valet, with service, there's just so much you don't know, right? You don't know what they did to your car. Mm-hmm. They'll say, oh yeah, we checked like the brakes. Blah, 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 blah. You're like,
for real? Yeah. Really? I had a dude tell me yesterday, the day I took my car to get the oil change, full service. The man told me, oh, your air filter's dirty, needs to be changed. Okay, and go ahead. Oh, we don't have that filter here. So am I paying for the service still? Yeah, you're getting the full service, but you're not changing the air filter. Like, I'm gonna put a recommendation for when you come back. I'm not coming back because you didn't change. I say, bro, are you the manager? Nah, okay, well, I want to talk to the person that's in charge because I'm not paying. It's like, I'm not paying you for this. I mean, he could have easily not told me that they didn't change it, but it's just like, you want me to pay for this, and then you got a tip jar up front?
But the car servicing, they get you though, right? How can you argue? Like it's tough to argue. Oh, you
can argue an air filter not being changed. Right, you can do that.
But just anything else, right? Yeah. Like brakes, rotating tires, like you just don't know, man. And there's so much they have power over you.
They just set their own labor prices, huh? Just whatever the fuck they think is fair. But it leads all the way back to the tips things for me. That's what I'm just saying. It's like, man, I guess I think the best way would be just to include everything and have it where I know what this shit is. Because I feel like an ass every time I'm telling you, I go through some of my bills and I go, what is the CW percent sign fee? Like, I don't know what the fuck none of that is. It's like, are you guys making this up just to get more money from me?
See, and that's what I think. I think they're scamming us, right? Like, they're going, oh, there's this process, and they're trying to, if you don't really know,
Right.
they can just totally, it's like what you said with like Best Buy. You can totally spew out, if you're at Best Buy, you can spew out all these like kind of buzzwords like 720p and refresh rate.
Yeah. 1 million contract, 1 to 1 million.
Some guy who, just doesn't have the time or doesn't care, he's just like, just tell me what TV to buy. And you're just like, well, buy this $10,000 4K TV because, like, you can totally take advantage of people either way, right? Like,
and dang, thanks, man. I hooked you up, man. If you want to hook me up with a
they
tip for really taking my time, what did you tell me? I mean, you just pointed at this most expensive TV that you want me to help get up out of here.
I want to see Bobby in front of like the Best Buy cash and like, did someone help you? No, someone did not help me.
I'm telling you, man. It's been so many different things that I've gotten into it with people over,
right.
Like, because I try to be simple and just go in and just do stuff, but everyone's trying to scam me. And that's why it's like, I'm not tipping these people because everyone's in just for themselves. And I guess that's how it is these days. And I've gotten into so many arguments over stuff where it's like, I don't feel I should have to be paying you this type of stuff for unnecessary payments. It's tipping part 2. Unnecessariness. It's all.
Bobby's out for blood.
I mean, I'm telling you, valet parking. I would love to hear from some of the people that do.
You can't justify it.
I had a buddy do that for a part-time job, and
it was a piece of shit, right?
Because they don't get.
No, yeah, I think he made $10 an hour, but he would get tipped, and he didn't. I mean, like not too many crazy stories, but
that just seems like a waste of.
That seems like an easy gig.
Or it's a waste of a job. Like it's unnecessary, right? Like,
say, but let me just park my car.
Yeah,
let me just park it.
Yeah. Why are you charging me? Like,
I don't mind, especially coming out of a restaurant. I don't think my car should be 10 feet outside because I need to walk some of this shit off. Let me go walk to my fucking car. I just want that feeling of just like, man, bro, what happened to the car? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know, but the scratch, it wasn't there when I brought it here. Like
that's the weird thing.
Them the ones I hate the most.
That's the weird thing is the no liability. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Forcing you into valet parking.
I'm paying you, and now you're not taking
liable.
responsibility for this stuff. That don't sit well with me.
Yeah.
That don't sit well with me. Because once my money's being transferred over to you, you better take care of this.
Yeah.
A window better not be broken out. It better not be.
They brought his car back to him and it was like the fucking like bumper was kicked in.
Oh, bro, you that's what I'm saying. Stuff like.
Well, that's the thing too. They always say that. Like, there's always a sign up front that says, store your valuables in the trunk. We're not liable for anyone steal. Like, then what am I paying for?
Yeah,
like,
so I just paid you $10-15 just to park the car over there.
Yeah. But you're not liable for scratching. You're not liable for.
So somebody walks up to this car and you're sitting outside. And they just start looking into my car and doing stuff. Are you just going to sit there and let them do it? Or are you going to be like, I'm not liable. I just parked it.
The biggest scam is, well, not the biggest scam, but like, those parking lots, right? Near IGN, where you have to give them the car. And they park it for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can we just park it?
You know what I always try to figure out about those? Say if I came in early, right? Got to park like in the back. But then I had an emergency, need to leave.
You're screwed, man.
How do people get their car? Can they not get it?
You remember like when IGN first moved to that building? Remember how packed it got? And they had to like move cars to get out? Like that's...
I always think about that, like, what will happen? And that's why I never bring my car, because I go, all my situations, I always end up running out and doing something, baby gotta go do this. I keep thinking, what if I parked in one of these things? Can I get my car out?
You're screwed, man.
That's a good question.
There's only one way in and out, man.
Really? So they can't do anything?
You have to move every single car.
Okay, so...
But it's going to take forever.
So can I just tell them, like, park my car over here next to the gate or something like that?
Then you tip them, Bobby. Then you tip them.
See, okay.
Right?
That's the one thing. Because I see that as really helping me out. If it's a situation where I'm like, this life or death, I need to get the hell out of here. I gotta go.
Let's go full circle, Bobby. That's what tipping is really about. If you think about it, you go to a restaurant enough, right? They're helping you out, right? Like, you go to a restaurant enough.
I don't know. This help out is a different level of helping me out.
Right.
Situation.
But if you're going to a restaurant enough, like my parents go to a Chinese restaurant, they know the owners now. because my dad tips really well, and you get free dishes. You get treated differently.
You know where I tip? I just realized this, and I do it all the time. I tip my son's barber every time.
Because he takes care of them, right?
Not even that, because my son is a handful. like most kids can sit by themselves. I have to sit in the chair. I have to hold my son down sometimes. We have to bring Thomas to train DVDs, have him playing on the TV just so he can, and because usually charges $15 to cut kids hair. I give him 20. I give him extra 5 every time because it's like, this is a handful. I understand. Like, once my son starts sitting in the chair by himself and being able to get cut with no problem, then I'm stop tipping. But I do, because this most recent haircut, like, I think my son's head is sensitive right now, and we both had to kind of hold him down to get the haircut. Only time I tip. Only time, every time, too. It helped me out. Because I look at it and go, damn, this is a lot of work for him. I got to help out with this shit. We got to put Thomas on the TV. Like, we have to stop what everybody else is watching just so my son can get his haircut. We take over the TV.
See, that's going to be interesting. The evolution of Bobby, right? Because as your kids get older, maybe you'll soften a little.
No, as he gets older, I'm going to stop tipping because he can sit in the chair by himself. That I don't have to go beyond no more.
Right, but in 18 years, are you going to be different? Probably, right? Because you're going to appreciate what people go through. You go to a restaurant and your kids make a mess.
I'll tell you this, I'll make some more money. If IGN's paying me some more money or somebody else, oh yeah, if I had extra money around.
Direct this to Fran and Pear.
Yeah, for sure. I would make, hey, I'm making more money. Here goes that 20% y'all talking about. But right now, hey man, I can't afford to do it. I know, stay at home, but I want to get out every once in a while and spend a couple of $100
right.
and not have to worry about that valet parking and stuff. So I just feel it's unnecessary. I'm glad I was able to get that off because I seen Matt Wong was hot when it was. That's why I was like, yo, we gotta do this topic because Matt Wong getting hot about this and he's a tipper. But I would really like to hear from some folks that valet, that's done, what is it, valet parking, that's done it. Send us some emails, hit us up on Twitter, tell us your experiences and hey, why you think we should do it. What is that noise? Did it cut off on us?
The GoPro, we're good.
Oh, the GoPro just cut off on us. So we closing this. It's beeping and everything, but. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, tips, anything, hit us at bobbya.podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at Bobbya1984. He doesn't have one. Matt Wong is Matt Wongster. And peace and love.